And the starting lineups have concluded. So just sit right back and relax. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome, maybe the best day of the NBA, Thursday night, and we're happy you could be here with us. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan, and joining us tonight, Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke. And reporting from the sidelines, our very own David Aldridge. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. We'll take a look at the Knicks. They've had a very slow start to the season so far, down in the bottom half of the conference.
And right now for the Knicks, it's been a disastrous start to the season for them. They can't buy a win.
Yeah, they can't really afford to slip any farther down in the standings because, let's face it, they don't have the firepower to dig themselves out of too deep a hole once they're in it.
Now, we'll look at Dallas's starting lineup. Doncic and Porzingis, the incredible forward pair. Jalen Brunson out there with Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Powell in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for the Knicks, it's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Barrett and Knox are the wingmen. And it's Payton in at the point. So Dallas will get the first possession. Now here's Brunson. He's tightly guarded. Here's Doncic. Powell, the pass to Doncic. Off on the layup. Now here's Barrett. Guarded by Hardaway. Porzingis against Randall. Payton outside, shoots it. They get it again. Here's Robinson, falls back and drains the fadeaway jumper. Robinson's got the opening bucket of the night here for New York.
Well, what a big shakeup for the New York Knicks last season. The team had a falling out with Kristaps Porzingis and was forced to move him. A surprise to many, but they were able to get the tools to help them in return.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, Greg, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Randall with the bucket. And with the Porzingis trade, players and cap space came backdoors to the Knicks.
About as good as you can hope for, Kevin, when you trade your young star. Never going to get a fair deal necessarily, a one-for-one, but the Knicks made themselves factors in free agency and got Dennis Smith Jr. to boot.
Doncic kicks to Brunson. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Brunson's got his second bucket of the night.
You know, there's an unselfishness to Luka Doncic, and a pretty pass right there.
Payton looking it over. Pass to Knox. And here's Barrett. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Randall. The shot, no good. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. Last time they met was in Dallas.
And the last time these two met, they were able to get a big win because of that bench production. Second unit might be a factor in this one as well.
Certainly something to keep an eye on. We'll see how the rotations go this time out. Every night it seems to be different.
Count it, good.
And you like the toughness there. Barrett being more comfortable having to deal with an aggressive defense.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Doncic outside. Shoots from the high post. It's rebounded by Payton.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
And you see the edge Barrett plays with, attacking the rim with bad intentions.
And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for Dallas. 4-point game. Got a piece of it. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Payton. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Look at Orlando. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And I think for the Knicks, they've had an interesting start to the year. Lately, they've put together some nice wins, and you get the general sense that their confidence is growing.
The Knicks leading by 4. Barrett with the ball. Now guarded by Porzingis. Knocks the pass to Randall. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Randall's got his second basket.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Outside, Porzingis goes to the reverse layup and drops it in.
Oh, that's a good, strong finish. Porzingis not shying away from getting after it.
Now here's Payton. Brunson covering. Right side Robinson to the paint. Here's Barrett. Hardaway with the steal. And it's the Mavericks on the break with the floater. Second shot opportunity. It's rebounded by New York.
I'll tell you, everything went right in terms of execution. He just can't get it to go.
And Barrett slams it in.
Really good patience from Kevin Knox, understanding how to deliver a pass on time and on target.
And here's Doncic. A 20-point game for him in the win against Boston.
I thought his physicality was crucial, too. You know, he kept the defense on their toes and repeatedly got to the free throw line.
The Knicks leading by 6. Barrett dishes to Randall, and Randall throws it down.
Adding to their advantage, trying to find a way to blow this one open.
And Greg, one of the things they're doing is identifying favorable matchups and then going at them.
And so here is Dallas. The Knicks making the shot. Now Hardaway. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Celtics in Boston. Clock at 6. Knocked away. It's taken away by Payton. Here's Knox. Kept alive. Randall on the follow.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Runs in the pass to Powell. He kicks to Hardaway. It's rebounded by New York. Robinson's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And with the way Mitchell Robinson can protect the rim, Doris, there's a lot to like about that second-round pick.
Yeah, on draft day, Mitchell Robinson flew under the radar, but he had a great summer league. He got tremendous minutes early as a rookie. This is a great leaper, a great shot blocker, always something teams can use, both of those attributes.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
No doubt, Greg. On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want, and defensively, they are connected and on a string.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. Greg, Elfrid Payton's continued to improve his game, and so far, so good.
Yeah, a marked improvement in long-range percentage. Good size and defensive potential as well. He's knocking down shots. We might have something in Elfrid Payton.
And with this chance, let's quickly go to our rookie leaderboard and find out who the top assist men are among the first-year players. R.J. Barrett, 4th.
A number of gifted passers entering the NBA this season, and he's right up there among the very best. I like what I've seen from him as a distributor.
Brunson scanning the floor. Now, here's Doncic. He's covered closely, and they pick up 2.
Boy, this guy just finds ways to score. Tim Hardaway Jr. able to finish with contact.
Payton outside. The pass to Barrett. Just 5 on the clock. Down low, Robinson. Porzingis with the block.
You know, when you drive the lane, you have to know where Porzingis is, because with his reach, he can sneak up and send that shot away anytime.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
And Randall throws it down.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
I know it's early, Greg, but you have got to like the dominance down low. Right now, they are playing bully basketball.
Now, here's Doncic. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And you look at Luka Doncic, 6'7", about 220, Doris. Is he a point guard? A point forward? I mean, where's he fit?
Well, I think in today's modern NBA, where we talk about positionless basketball, he's the perfect fit regardless of where you put him. He can defend wings, he can defend forwards, and offensively, you want him to be in command of the basketball.
The first free throw is good. Of course, the game is shifting towards skill and finesse, but there are those players who thrive in this league who are like bulldozers and force the issue inside.
Well, a guy like Blake Griffin, who is such a physically gifted basketball player, enters the league as one of the great dunkers, but has now added a three-point shot, still can play bully ball. But for me, the most ferocious at-the-rim scorer, and the guy who's probably most underrated aspect is his strength, is the Greek freak. Giannis Antetokounmpo at the rim. Good luck and good night.
I don't know how you do it, right? I mean, how do you defend that?
Impossible.
Indeed. You know, Doris, when you think of the best dunkers at that guard position, you have to include Dennis Smith Jr.
His explosiveness, Dennis Smith Jr., is off the charts. Boy, when he is attacking the cup, as a defensive player, you better be on point or he's going to put it on your head.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And you spend any amount of time watching Dennis Smith Jr., Greg, his leaping ability makes for some impressive highlights.
And he's got the size and the off-the-charts athleticism. Now just trying to figure out how to realize his obvious potential.
And New York making a change here. Bullock's checked in. Both good from the line that time. A lot of people look at that general manager position with the team. I think it grows with some organization, maybe shrinks in importance with others. But by and large, it is more stable than coaching, isn't it? That position of being a GM.
Yeah, and I think, Kevin, if you were to ask coaches, one of the things I've heard sort of thrown out there as an idea is when you list the head coach's record, why not list the GM's record as well? Because the reality is success in the NBA is contingent on so many things. What's your ownership like? What kind of front office personnel? Have they made great decisions? Do you have the best possible coaching comparative to the talent on your roster? So much contributes to winning, Kevin.
Mavericks trail by 16. Here's Barea. Oh, that's blocked.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Smith with it. Now right defender. Smith the pass to Morris. And a miss there on the triple. The Mavericks shooting a mere 25% from the floor in this first quarter. And Doncic, here we go.
There's a burst that allows Luka Doncic to be effective on his drives. You're not going to catch him standing around. This guy is in attack mode.
Smith against Wright. Smith the pass to Randall. 18 feet out. No good that time. So the Mavericks will take it the other way. And there's the foul. It's on Bobby Portis. That is his first foul of the game. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. They trail by 14. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
Yeah, facing that hostile crowd, they just found a way to kind of tune out the noise and focus on the game.
Well, the best way to silence a crowd is with your offensive game. Those fans got quiet in a hurry when the buckets started raining down.
Free throws good from Doncic. And quite possibly an all-star snub. Rookie of the Year, Luka Doncic. Doris had a chance to be selected in his first season.
Perhaps sending a message, Kevin, with that first teenager ever to put up a 30-point triple-double. Something tells me this young man will have an all-star game appearance or two moving forward.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
Well, what I love is the game plan has been solid from the opening tip, and guys are making their shots. That's critical.
Here's Kleba. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Pass to Wright. Pass to Kleba. Here's Doncic. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession.
And a moment now to look at the numbers for Randall. He's right around 17 points tonight, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he brings it for them every game on the offensive end.
Well, I think you can tell he relishes this role, being the catalyst on the offensive end, night in and night out.
Working against size, he's just crafty enough to carve out some wiggle room.
I'll tell you, the analytics crew may not like the mid-range, but sometimes you just got to put it in the basket.
Now, here's Bullock. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Bulls in Chicago. 6 to shoot. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And the sharpshooter, Reggie Bullock. Took some time for him, Greg, here in the NBA, but, you know, he's going to shoot it.
Bullock has always been a consistent threat from outside, and that is why this team loves him. It doesn't offer too much else, but he can open up some room inside with that ability to hit from deep.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Randall. The Mavericks also with a sub. Curry's checked in for J.J. Barea. And so Bullock nails both of them.
Well, you think the ownership style of the Mavericks, something the league had to adjust to. Very active, very outspoken. Sometimes I think that rubbed people the wrong way. But now you get the sense it's almost the new normal.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Now, here's Doncic. 5 points in the game. Unloads from 13. And too long on the shot. And the Mavericks, we know, have been trendsetters, investing in development and in technology.
Kevin, they have always been on the cutting edge of data collection and then using that data to give them a competitive advantage. When you're in a business, it's always about what's next? How can I be better?
Curry looking it over. To the paint, here's Marjanovic. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Right against Smith. Morris right side. Shoots over Doncic. Baseline try. It's rebounded by Doncic. Mavericks trail by 16. Curry is inside. He's guarded by Bullock. Curry kicks to Wright. Fires from the wing. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. The Knicks leading by 16. Smith outside. Pass to Gibson. It's good from about 19 feet.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Now here's Wright. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Releases. Connects. The jumper drops. Marjanovic has got his second bucket tonight. The deep three from Smith. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's the New York Knicks with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Kristaps Porzingis grew up in faraway Latvia, but thanks to his brother, developed a passion for the NBA.
My older brother, he was a big fan of NBA always, and he always had pictures of Michael and then Kobe and Shaq, and then we both started watching a lot of NBA highlights. And then later on, 13, 14, Kobe and Powell, you know, I used to watch those guys play a lot.
And Greg, that's something different now for foreign players, isn't it? A lot more exposure to the NBA.
And KP, a fan of the culture. You saw him in cornrows as a kid. I think that helped prepare him for the transition.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And the Knicks guys have been rolling right along here, haven't they?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
What terrific work at the offensive end. They have built some early momentum here.
On the floor right now for the Mavericks. On the perimeter, it's Curry and Doncic. Then it's DeLon Wright. Then there's Marjanovic. And it's Kleba in at power forward. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, there is a lot of optimism in Dallas for the tandem of Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. Porzingis said, "We clicked right away. We're both European players, similar roots, both speak Spanish. That'll translate on the court. We can be something special." Kevin, look out for them to compliment and criticize one another in a different tongue.
If they play to their potential, they could be scary. Thanks, David. Offensive rebound.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Here's Bullock. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
And the D does just enough to throw off his rhythm on that shot.
Doncic against Morris. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting two. And the foul goes against New York.
Luka Doncic is so clever. This guy able to draw the contact to get himself to the free throw line.
He misses the free throw. Doris, you graduated as your college's all-time assist leader. Talk about some of the key traits of a great playmaker.
I think historically speaking, when we think about great lead guards, Kevin, we talk about unselfishness, vision, patience. Who are the players that make their teammates better? Though probably the one underrated aspect of a point guard to me, Kevin, is communication. Are you constantly looking for opportunities to communicate to your teammates, make them feel good about themselves, give them confidence? That, to me, is probably the most underrated aspect of it.
And Doris, when you played, you took such great pride in each and every one of those things.
I did. I love trying to make my teammates better. Feels great to make somebody feel good.
New York, no good that time either. Mavericks trail by 13. Wright with it. Now Payton defending. Wright looking around. Shot clock at 6. Here's Porzingis. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
And here's a look at some numbers for him.
And the biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been. the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter, and when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
Drills it from outside. Gibson's got 5.
Taj Gibson has made himself a solid jump shooter. The defense has got to respect that ability.
Here's Curry. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Doncic outside. Back to Curry. The floater. Robinson with the block. And here we go. Fast break. Payton's got it. No good. And the Mavericks going the other way now. About 3 minutes played so far in this second quarter. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Curry, good.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Right against Payton. Gibson up top. Right wing. Now, here's Barrett, guarded by Curry. Payton's shot is off.
He hit 1 3 in the first, but the well has been totally dry for him in the second.
And the call will be against R.J. Barrett. That's his first foul. And the Mavericks with some changes. Hardaway comes in for Doncic. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Wright. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Now here's Brunson. He's guarded closely. Payton with some nice D.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Well, known for being a terrific passer, he shows you right there. Case in point.
Mavericks trail by 16. Brunson up top, covered by Payton. Hardaway for 3. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. And so Payton will bring it up for the New York Knicks. They've only allowed 5 points in the quarter. Now the pass to Knox. Outside Gibson. 6 on the shot clock. And he banks in the layup. And the Knicks lead by 18.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Mavericks have gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. And Elfrid Payton with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Julius Randle's checked in for the Knicks. J.J. Barea's checked in for Dallas. Powell, the pass to Hardaway. Barea with it. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Four on the clock. Here's Brunson. Dallas again missing. The Knicks leading by 18. To the middle. Here's Randle. And Randle throws it down.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love, Greg, is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
Here's Barea following the score by New York. Here's Barrett, and Barrett slams it in.
And with this kind of momentum behind him, Barrett, a terror. Love seeing him hammer it home.
They're not having much success at all right now.
Kevin, I would shuffle the lineup if I were their coach a little bit just to try to find something that works.
The wide open look here for Porzingis. It's good from long range. Porzingis has got 5.
Well, more and more you see big men working on the outside shot, and this guy has one of the better ones in the league. There is so much to love about Kristaps Porzingis. Over 7 feet, sweet shooting jumper, but aggression. This guy will back down from no one.
Making the most of the screen, that's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Where was the defense? No fighting through the pick, no rotation. My goodness.
So it's the Mavericks now. The Knicks making the shot, and it's good for 2. Porzingis has got his 3rd bucket of the night. And Doris, Porzingis not only quick to adapt to the NBA game, but also the culture.
I think it helps, Kevin, that he got tutored in the English language starting in grade school. And think about it, Kevin. This man wore his hair in cornrows back then, emulating the NBA players he saw. So both linguistically, culturally, and basketball-wise, it wasn't too big an adjustment for him.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. And here is Payton. He's coming off a 10-point game against Chicago.
And his court vision was extraordinary, too. Let's not forget that. He was flawless passing the ball.
He feeds it to Randall. Powell with the steal. Stolen by Robinson. Randall passes to Payton. To the left side wing. Knox. Porzingis with the rebound. Porzingis has got 4 rebounds now tonight. And Brunson has it in the corner. Again, the Mavericks score.
How about the vision from the young Latvian Porzingis, showing he really can read the floor and capitalize.
Randall left side. New York moving the ball around. Good on the three-point shot. 13 points for R.J. Barrett.
And they're right around 50% for the game on their threes, and they've only gotten better as the game's gone on.
Here's Brunson, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Julius Randle picks one up.
What a college career for Jalen Brunson. 2 championships and a Wooden Award. This is one of the most decorated players in college basketball history.
One falls for Brunson. And Brunson, the College Player of the Year back in 2018, but fell to the second round. Doris, when you look at that time, why did he fall?
I think it had everything to do with the fact that he's not an elite athlete by NBA standards. But we know unequivocally Jalen Brunson is a winner. His father played a decade in the NBA. This young man has been around the game since his formative years, and you can see it in his game.
Here's Portis. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got 4 assists in the game.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
Now Barea. Passes it to Brunson. Back to Barea. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Now, I'll tell you, watching JJ move around screens, it's like a dance. There's a certain rhythm to it.
Smith kicks to Morris. Randall against Porzingis. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And the ability to stretch the floor from the power forward spot, Doris, becoming almost a requirement. That's worked out well for Marcus Morris.
Boy, when he comes into the league, Kevin, 2011, he was viewed as that classic tweener. That at one point was a negative level. The game has now shifted his direction because of his versatility.
Shooting 2.
free throw good from Morris. Whereas for some players now in their second seasons, you can tell just how big the jump is between that first year and their second year in the league.
I think, Kevin, it's probably the single biggest growth opportunity. One of the things that happens is the game slows down for second-year players. Very rarely do you see a guy take a step backwards. They're comfortable, they're more confident, and they know what to expect.
Well, the Knicks knew that offense would be an area for improvement coming into the season.
Well, Greg, they were dead last in offense in several metrics last year, most notably field goal percentage. So some of it is personnel, some of it is shot selection.
Now here's Brunson. 8 points for him, and he's good on the three ball. Porzingis has got a pair of triples in the second now for the Mavs. The Knicks leading by 15. Pass to Bullock. Randle with the ball. Brunson covering. Out to Smith. From deep. It drops for his third basket. He's missed only one shot.
Well, you can see it's a matter of pride out there for these guys.
Absolutely. When someone makes a shot, the first thought is, I want my own back.
Barea, the pass to Porzingis. Back to Barea. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. It's on Bobby Portis.
Well, how about the guy, undrafted, undersized guard out of Puerto Rico? What a career J.J. Barea has made for himself.
No good on the free throw.
And now, in his second year of coaching the Knicks, David Fizdale putting more of a stamp on this team, changing the mindset of the franchise.
Well, the New York Knicks hired David Fizdale to steer the ship with a group of young players. And I want you to think back to where he earned his stripes. That was with the LeBron James and Dwayne Wade championship Miami teams. So he knows culture and he knows winning.
Now, here is Smith. 9 points in the game so far. Pass to Portis. Now, here's Bullock. Clock at 6. And there's the pass to Smith. Lets it go with a three. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis.
And a moment here to check out the numbers for Doncic. 4th in three-point field goal percentage. And not many players convert opportunities inside as well as he. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
And yeah, he's one of the dead-eye sharpshooters in the game for sure. A top 5 percentage guy from deep. Just a hard man to slow down. Porzingis with the block. No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. And Morris has got the ball here for New York. 22 is their biggest lead. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. Now, here is Smith. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game.
Well, this is why Mr. Morris is out there. The ability to drain the shot from long distance and spread the floor.
We've got 1:18 left to play here in the second quarter. Barea, the pass to Porzingis, and stolen by Portis. And, oh, here we go. Smith's got it, the fast break chance, and Randle throws it down.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
A three from Porzingis. Knicks with the rebound.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
A three from Morris. Nice D from Doncic.
And one thing I liked in the first quarter was their aggressiveness to draw the contact, putting the defense on the defense.
Oh, wow!
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up. 36 seconds left here in the second. Barea, the pass to Hardaway. Now, here's Doncic. He's guarded by Bullock. To the inside. Here's Marjanovic. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Doncic has got 3 assists tonight. The Knicks leading by 22. Smith outside. On the wing, Morris. Portis kicks to Smith. Over Barea. Julius Randle getting it done for New York. His production has been flowing as he's tallied 20 points and looks to be planning for more. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Elfrid Payton. EP, you saw the floor and found the open man in the first half. What's enabled you to create all those opportunities?
Just trying to get into the paint. Defense collapsing, and the guys are doing the hard job of making the shots. So.
Well, it's a team effort, Elfrid. Thanks a lot for your time, man. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow. Right here on 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. A stellar first half for Julius Randle. He had 20 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. In their previous game, he had a performance he said he wanted to put behind him quickly, and so far he's doing just that with the nice first half he had here. Taking a look at the Knicks, Kenny, what'd you think?
Boy, it was rough down there in the paint, and they were just dominant, taking it to the rack. But that's what you have to be willing to do. Take the action to the heart of the competition without any fear. That's why this is already a blowout.
And Shaq, what did you see from Dallas?
Well, they gave up too many good looks. You look at the field goal percentage against them, this tells the whole story. Not enough activity defensively, not enough disruption, Ernie. Like Kenny disrupts me all the time, not enough disruption.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half, about to get underway.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. We're seeing a tremendous game from Julius Randle.
And he's been a monster in this game, throwing down some huge dunks. And I wasn't sure the rim would even survive in that first half.
Oh, his power is unbelievable. An intimidating force when he's at his best.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. And New York looking at who they've got. Barrett Knox are the wingmen. It's Randle and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. And it's Payton in at the 1 spot. And Greg, talking to scouts about R.J. Barrett, they love the athleticism. But what makes him especially good is the work ethic and the confidence.
Yeah, some elite prospects will take plays off. This guy never does. He's not one that sits around and reads his press clippings. He's a warrior, a leader, and he's proven to be a winner.
That free throw missing. Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the baseline.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And
wow.
I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Very well. Passes it to Randle. Just 5 to shoot. Puts it up from 17. With the clock winding down, and Randall throws it down.
And the second chance becomes a dunk. We could feel over here.
GA, such a good, aggressive play in the paint. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, before he became a head coach in Memphis and New York, David Fizdale spent 8 seasons as an assistant under Eric Spoelstra in Miami. Now, Spo said he's a brilliant basketball mind that has exceptional gold standard level communication skills. One of the most talented coaches I've been around. So, Kevin, Fizdale is highly respected.
David, he sure is. Great reputation. Now getting his shot. Thank you so much. Doncic finds Powell. Here's Brunson. That 3 off the mark. And so it's Randall bringing it up now for the Knicks. They lead by 24, their biggest margin. Knox. They get it back. Randall right side. Porzingis with the steal. And here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. Doncic leading the charge. The shot comes out.
Boy, as slow a start as you could have. Just 1 for 4 from the field. They're struggling.
Here's Knox. Inside. Robinson misses.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Doncic kicks to Brunson. Doncic outside. 5 to shoot with the shot. And that one hits back iron.
1 for 5 has got to be a frustrating start, and they just don't look sharp right now. Can they find their offensive game?
And for a lot of these kids, Greg, it's interesting how quickly teams expect them to get up to speed. Case in point, R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, I mean, he had only the 1 year of college, already being asked to produce. Fortunately, he's very mature for his age and generally plays up to the level of competition.
Mavericks making a switch here. Lights checked in. He hits both from the stripe.
And you look at the Mavericks' numbers last season, the need for shooting is obvious.
And I think, Greg, what's shocking is poor shooting is not something you have historically associated with the Mavs. But when you look at it through last season, they took a high rate of threes and a high rate of free throws. And yet, both of those percentages were poor. That's an area for improvement this season.
The Mavericks have gone only 1 of 6 from the field in the third quarter. Not how they pictured the half started. Pass to Doncic. Drains it from beyond the arc. Doncic has got 11 points.
No shortage of confidence from Luka Doncic. If he gets a clean pass, it's going up.
Payton outside. Pass to Knox. Dishes to Robinson. Back to Knox. Shoots over Doncic. And the Knicks miss again.
Well, they have the advantage, but you still feel like this guy needs to find a way to get himself going.
Great D that time from Payton.
Well, that's just inconsistency from him, and it's happened all night, and it hasn't helped their cause.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Well, you look at the length of Knox, Doris, his arm span, his frame. He can be a handful.
No doubt. Kevin Knox is able, because of that frame you talked about, to shrug off contact and muscle through most players. His reach allows him to be disruptive on the defensive end. So in terms of the physical metrics, you love what this guy brings to the table.
First one falls for him. Well, you knew it was going to take some time for Kevin Knox, but Greg, at the end of last season, he began to show flashes of what he could do.
You could almost see the game starting to slow down for him about halfway through the season. Consistency is something all rookies struggle with, but it hit Knox especially hard. Fortunately, that is something that passes with time.
Well, you think about Kevin Knox, 1 year of collegiate basketball at the University of Kentucky before being picked 9th overall in 2018. Let's remember, he's young, but he seemed to be prepared for the bright lights.
And he dunks it down.
Kevin Knox seeking the contact, makes the basket. That is well done.
The Knicks have been shooting right around 75% at the line, 9 of 12 so far.
Well, you knew the Knicks were going to try and make a huge splash over the summer in free agency.
But you know this, Greg. Sometimes you swing hard at the pitch and you miss. And that's one of the problems of putting all your eggs in the free agency basket.
And the dunk by Robinson.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Dallas has gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. The pass to Doncic. From the stripe, the rebound by Gibson.
Boy, with his shot not falling right now, it might be time to look in a different direction. See if you can get your teammates started.
Well, you talk about a player who is a consummate pro, Taj Gibson.
No doubt. Taj is a guy who has always approached the game from a veteran standpoint. He's a great leader, great defensive player, and in between the lines and out, you can count on Taj Gibson.
The first free throw is good.
Born in Toronto, Barrett joins a talented group of Canadians who have entered the NBA ranks.
And so he makes both from the line.
And in their history, the Dallas Mavericks have never moved up in the draft, and they needed to do so this summer to keep their pick.
Well, you think about it, Greg, they went into it with a little over a 26% chance to move up into the top 4. That did not happen. The Hawks collecting that 10th pick from the Luka Doncic trade.
Payton kicks to Barrett. Gibson passes to Payton. Over right, and Payton gets it to go on the assist from Gibson.
It's really important, guys, that Elfrid Payton continue to make these shots. When he does, it makes this team so much better.
And so it's Wright bringing up the ball for the Dallas Mavericks. They'll be playing host to Toronto for the next one. That'll be the first of 4 played at home for them. To the middle. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Clock at 4. Got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. And now here's the upcoming schedule for the Dallas Mavericks. On Saturday, they'll be matching up against Kyle Lowry and the Toronto Raptors. Then on Monday, they'll be matching up against DeMar DeRozan and the San Antonio Spurs.
And looking at the schedule, it isn't ideal in terms of the upcoming games with the amount of quality teams they're going to be playing, but it's also a good chance for you to get some confidence and really see just how good you are.
Well, Doncic's terrific floor vision in the open floor. He also understands how to be the guy to finish.
Payton outside. Passes it to Knox. Pass to Barrett. Puts up a 3. New York now working with the new shot clock. And it's blocked. And Elfrid Payton with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. A different look for New York. Marcus Morris is checked in for Kevin Knox. And Smith subbed in for Elfrid Payton. And Dallas with a change here too. Marjanovic is checked in. Now here's Wright. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. It's stolen by Morris. To the inside. Smith. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And let's take a quick look at the point guards this year, racking up the most steals per game. You look at Wright. Opposing teams always need to know where he is on the court.
And with these guys, they are always going to give you an equally outstanding effort at both ends of the floor. I mean, it takes very aggressive defense to put up steal numbers like that.
You know, I think that's the mentality they have when it comes to defending, aggressive. They don't let up for one single second at that end of the floor, and they're always looking to cause you discomfort.
Well, hard to find a team more iconic in the NBA than the New York Knicks. They are a premier brand.
Greg, this is absolutely true. This is an organization that has played a few games in London that have helped them, and it hasn't seemed to matter that the team has struggled for an extended period of time. They remain a major media presence in a major market. The NBA is better when the New York Knicks are a factor.
Curry kicks to Kleba. Here's Curry. He puts up decent numbers on a nightly basis, averaging about 10 points a game. Back to Kleba. No good on the three. New York with the ball. They're on a 17-7 run. Morris passes to Portis. Takes the assist and lays it in. Pick out the pass nicely. Portis has got 6.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
Curry outside, and the three ball is good.
Well, you cannot let Seth Curry have room to shoot on the perimeter. You are asking for trouble.
Smith against Wright. Pass to Barrett. Here's Gibson. Smith outside. Launches a three. The rebound by Marjanovic. Marjanovic has got 6 rebounds in the game. A wide open look here for Wright from outside off the mark. For New York, they've gone 6 of 14 since halftime. A little cold from the field. Morris kicks to Gibson. Mavericks with the rebound. Marjanovic has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Here's Doncic. Again, the Mavericks score.
Well, you have got to take this shot away from Luka Doncic. He's too good to be given the mid-range look.
Smith with it. 10 points for him. Morris outside. There's the pass to Barrett. Right side, Portis. New York needs to get off a shot. Nice shot by Smith.
Well, Dennis Smith Jr. showing you, yeah, the catch and shoot, I've got that too.
Dallas has gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. Wright outside. Passes to Doncic. Outside Curry. It's stolen by Smith. And here's the fast break. Barrett leading the way. Lets it go from 11. Smith with the basket on the assist by Barrett. And that's 15 points for Dennis Smith.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
And so it's Wright bringing up the ball for the Dallas Mavericks. Pass to Kleba. And here is Marjanovic. Wright outside. 6 to shoot. Doncic outside. From the arc. It's rebounded by New York. Gibson's got 4 rebounds in this game. Smith the pass to Barrett. Out to Morris. Lets it go from deep. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
Well, you can tell that Mr. Morris doesn't lack for confidence. This guy is ready to shoot as soon as it touches his hands.
Pass to Kleba. Dallas moving the ball around. The pass to Wright. They need this. That shot, no good. Now the Knicks take it the other way.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
There's the feed to Gibson. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Gibson's got 7 points in the game.
Well, this is a real strength of Taj Gibson's game. Efficient low post scoring. That's nicely done.
The Mavericks shooting not looking too good out there in the second half, right around 32%. Right, the pass to Kleba. 1:33 left in the third quarter of the game. Buries it from three-point range. 20 points for Luka Doncic.
Well, this quarter has been all about this guy. He is trying to close the gap in the score.
Smith surveying the D. Outside Gibson. Pass to Morris. Shot clock at 6. Shoots over Doncic. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Wright with it. Now Smith defending. Gibson with the steal. Portis drives in.
And quickly, let's look at the numbers for Wright. Averaging about 7 points, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. I mean, the numbers aren't bad on their own, but he knows that he can help this team in a bigger way.
And sometimes it comes down to the flow of the offense. One night it's your night, another night perhaps it's somebody else's.
And he makes the first.
Boy, you consider the Dallas Mavericks last season missing the playoffs for the 3rd straight year. That ties their 2nd longest playoff drought in franchise history. You've got to believe this is a group that's highly motivated.
Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for the Knicks. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Porzingis, he's checked in for Maxi Kleba. Hardaway comes in for Luka Doncic. Jalen Brunson, he's checked in for Seth Curry. And Barea subbed in for Wright. Smith against Barea. Here's Brunson. No good with the triple. And the Knicks with possession. They're on a 12-3 run. Lobbed up there for Gibson. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And this is what they're asking for from Dennis Smith Jr. Keep your eyes up and be ready to make a play for your teammates.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. It's stolen by Smith. On the wing, Morris. Over Porzingis. And there's another one for the Knicks.
Well, this guy is such an astute offensive player. Marcus Morris is solid at realizing when it's his opportunity to take the shot.
Here's Smith. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Smith's got 17.
Want easy looks? Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
And so it's New York holding an unbelievable lead as the quarter wraps up. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And we reach the 4th quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And for the Mavericks, their shooting has been a little ragged, just 38% from the field. On the floor for Dallas starting the 4th quarter here. They've got Jackson. Porzingis is out there with J.J. Barea. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 4. Trier passes to Bullock. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Doris, isn't it interesting that we're seeing some teams with more 3-point attempts than 2-point attempts?
It's incredible, Kevin, that every year over the last decade you see more 3-point attempts across all 30 NBA teams. And think about the Houston Rockets. In each of the last 2 years, the Rockets have actually taken more threes than twos. This is the evolution of the game. It is not going anywhere. There's 2 high-valued shots in the league. Restricted area twos, that means point-blank opportunities at the rim, and 3-point shots. And everything else in between seems to be getting lost.
Free throw good. Bullock. And so Bullock nails both of them. And so it's Barea with it. They'll bring it up for Dallas. And the dunk by Porzingis.
You know, at 7'3", yes, he can dunk. But with that athleticism and his sense for the dramatic and his flair, look out, folks. He can be special.
Here's Trier. Pass to Bullock. Over to the wing. Shot clock at 5. Here's Dotson. A beautiful reverse layup.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
1 minute now into this fourth quarter. And here's Barea. Lays it up off the glass.
I'll tell you, don't let the diminutive size fool you. This guy is not intimidated and can get his shot in the painted area.
Here's Trier. Doris, in 2004, the Charlotte Bobcats became the NBA's 30th team. When do you think we're going to see another team added, whether it's an expansion or even multiple expansion cities?
Well, let's go directly to the most important source, and that's Commissioner Adam Silver, who has said that expansion is inevitable, but right now not a huge priority. So, you know, listen, we've heard Seattle is on the short list of cities that wants to get a team, and what a great city, what a great NBA fan base. I hope someday we get back to Seattle.
So much history up there. You're correct. Dotson, and again, it's New York. For Dallas, they've gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Barea kicks to Jackson. And the 3 off target.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive. And ever since halftime, they've played precision basketball offensively.
I got to believe that's something the coach talked to them about at the halftime. They have valued each possession.
Now here's Barea. Defense right on him. That shot no good. New York's gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it. 9 times they've missed.
Well, Damian Dotson in his second season, this guy was able to get on the floor at a consistent rate and show that he could be a solid contributor.
And for Dotson, as he said, Doris, he got his chance as the Knicks started to play the young guys last season.
And he has the potential, Kevin, Damian Dotson, to be a fantastic three-point shooter from what he's shown to this point. You combine that with his high motor and energy, and there's a lot to like if you're a fan of this team.
The first one falls. Doris, do you have high hopes for the new draft lottery system to keep every team competitive to the very end of the season?
Well, one of the keys in implementing this new draft lottery system was to make sure that the bottom 3 teams were given equal opportunity to get that top draft choice. I think you did see it have some effect on play and teams trying to be competitive while understanding they're still going to have an opportunity to build their team through the draft. But here's the reality. The NBA has got to be under review constantly. There's a process in play. It's one of the most proactive leagues in the country in terms of always looking for little things to make sure their game is the best it can be.
Attention to detail. Well said. Yep, that one goes.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
And that, to me, Greg, is a sign of excellent coaching. There's an attention to detail. There is valuing of every possession.
Pass to Barea. 5 on the clock. The 3 from Porzingis sinks the three-pointer. Porzingis has got 5 points in the quarter.
Boy, he's been cooking, but the teammates, he's just not getting a lot of support from them.
Here's Trier, guarded by Barea. Now the pass to Gibson, and they call an illegal screen here.
Yeah, another turnover. The guys on the whole, I think they've done a great job of running their offense without too many miscues.
Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. And the whistle's going to blow. It will be on Alonzo Trier. That's his first foul. To the paint. Here's Brokaw. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Well, that possession to me highlights the importance of creating for your teammates.
Passes it to Gibson. The 10-footer. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
It doesn't take a ton of time for Gibson to get that shot off. I love how aggressive he's pulling the trigger.
For Dallas, they've gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Here's Barea. He can't hit that time. And New York the other way now. Here's Dotson. He dents the rim with a 2-handed slam. Wow.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
And it's Barea with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. Doris, you and I are faced with this a lot, voting for the MVP. Great stats versus winning. Where do you stand on that when you vote for the league MVP?
Well, winning could be the definitive line if I have 2 candidates who are close. For instance, for me, this last MVP came down to James Harden and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I took it to the last possible moment. And I could have gone in either direction and been comfortable. Ultimately, I went with Giannis, and the deciding factor came down to he led his team to the best record in the league. It was a difficult vote, but ultimately it's one category which helps tilt me in one direction or another.
And I did too, and what also helped me was just the improvement defensively they had made, and I know Antetokounmpo was a very big part of it.
No, it's a great point. He was a two-way force.
Randall finds Ellington. Now Barea. Pass to Jackson. Here's Brokaw. Shot clock at 5. The 3 from Porzingis. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. The Knicks have gotten absolutely red hot shooting the ball here in the 4th. A perfect 6 for 6. Ellington from outside, but they'll get another chance. Goes up again. Porzingis with the block. Jackson down low, and the dunk by Jackson.
I tell you, he's playing the game with pure excitement right now.
He capped off that dunk with some serious hang time on the rim. Trier passes to Gibson. And it's Finney-Smith with the rebound. Dallas has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Jackson gets the bucket. Doris, we've both been very public in our admiration for LeBron, the face of the league, for so many years. When he retires, and we're approaching that date, who do you think might step up and take his place as the face of the NBA?
Well, probably the most likely candidate is the new and reigning MVP, and that's Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is an absolute physical force. He's put on 50 pounds. He's getting more and more skilled. When he adds that three-point shot as a consistent weapon and gets to an in-between game, he will be impossible to guard. Kawhi Leonard, you know, he is now sort of taking over as a multi-time winner of the Finals MVP, and certainly a player guys want to play with. So just a couple of possibilities there, Kev.
And New York making a change here. Robinson's checked in. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Seth Curry comes in for J.J. Barea. Gibson finds Ellington. Outside Robinson. Back to Trier. Pass to Dotson. Trying to end the drought. And it's Finney-Smith with the rebound. Here's Brokaw. And Gibson sends it back.
Boy, Gibson's so good at timing these rejections. Twice on the pipes from Taj.
Out left to the wing. Here's Robinson. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Jackson has the open look. Off target from three-point range.
He couldn't believe how open he was. He just couldn't convert it.
Outside Robinson. The pass to Trier. New York moving it around. Robinson left side to the left wing. Alonzo Trier, and that's good. Trier's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Right side Curry. Here's Kleba. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. The shot's good from Ellington.
Good job attacking. Those restricted area shots are what every NBA team is looking for.
Dallas has gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Curry kicks to Jackson. Misses the three. The Knicks have got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. Here's Trier. Rebounded by Jackson.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
The 15th pick back in 2017, Justin Jackson, Doris, won a championship, as you know, at North Carolina.
Yeah, Kevin, he spent his first season and a half in Sacramento. Now he gets a new opportunity. Sometimes it's that next stop where young players really find success.
Shooting two.
And the first one at the line is good. Well, remember the time, Doris, when it was rare to see stars changing teams? Now we read about it every day.
No question, Kevin. Think back to my formative years watching the NBA as a fan. Larry Bird was a Boston Celtic. Magic Johnson was a Los Angeles Laker. The trend in today's NBA is that shorter player contracts, more player control over where they want to be. And the reality is this, Kevin, at some point, free agency entered the equation. It's appropriate, it's fair, they've earned the right to choose where they play.
Dotson kicks to Ellington. Just 5 on the clock. Passes it to Trier. Second chance shot. Mavericks with the rebound. One-on-one here. Here's Jackson. Lays it up and banks it in. Jackson's got 11 points in the quarter.
I'll tell you, despite this guy's strong play in this period, they're still behind. Someone else has got to step up.
Left side, Gibson. Back to Trier, and it's blocked. 3-on-3. Here's Finney-Smith. The three-pointer is right on target.
Boy, it's a risky move to pull up from three-point range on the break, but it's a shot he's very comfortable with.
1:56 left in the fourth quarter. Trier passes to Dotson. Kicks it to Ellington. Now Robinson, guarded by Curry. Robinson dishes to Ellington. But they recover it. Dotson the pass to Ellington. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Now here's Curry.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Knicks.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year, actually their 5th win on the year.
Important. With this win, they split the season series at a game apiece and also avoid the sweep, and that has to be a relief.
And you know, guys, what a nice performance it was for Julius Randle.
They simply can't stop him right now. This guy playing with passion and focus.
First free throw is good. Doris, in basketball, like many sports, you can call some kind of penalty on almost every play. So with that in mind, Where do we draw that line?
I would say that most coaches and most players would say as long as there's consistency with officiating, they can adapt to the way the game is being called. As fans, as broadcasters, what we want to see the game remain free-flowing, fluid, pretty, the ability to move and cut and not be impeded in your progress. That's what I want to see.
And we see that most nights.
No doubt. Boy, he was wide open. You wonder, did he overthink it? That's a missed opportunity.
Trier passes to Robinson, and it's blocked. There's 49 seconds left in the game. Here's Brokoff. Jackson passes to Kleba. Clock at 6. Dallas moving the ball around. Outside for Jackson. Fires it up. They get the rebound. On the wing, Jackson. Curry on the wing. And they convert it last on attempt number 3.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
And Greg, you know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
Well, for all intents and purposes, this game is over. Just a matter of time here.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Elfrid, first off, congrats on the win. What was the key to getting this one?
Oh, man, we made shots. We did a good job of, just getting to the rim.
Big effort tonight, Elfrid. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.